Welcome back. Sorry for the potential vertigo here. We're just hovering. As I click a few buttons, a few more. That's the way. Welcome. We have a few quick improvements to make here. There are a few areas where I was rushing things during the end of our last session. Oh my goodness, look at these off-ramps. It would probably be a much better idea to just have a single elevated crossover point here and a few off-ramps off of it. I might even be able to rearrange, what is it, William Street here to good effect. So this was a bit of a waste of money. Let me correct this. Quickly, the bunny. I got rid of some highway. Didn't want that. That'll happen. Alright, I'll fix it before I forget. How are you doing, highway? How have you been? Yeah? Oh, I didn't know that. Alright, well, you be a good highway. Alright. Hello there. Welcome. So nice to see you in the chat. Is that you in the chat? Ah, yes. I recognize those distinct sunglasses behind which you hide. Alright. What is this one? This is part of the other, industrial exit. I don't want to remove that. This is still being made good use of. Though some of the, industrial traffic is still making their way here. I suppose that's another thing I didn't really consider, is that all the incoming, I guess there still needs to be a couple of deliveries, because these aren't all nursery sections, so I think some lumber is still being imported here. And that will still have to come along the main collector road, I guess. I didn't even consider if we should have an importing industrial road. I'm not sure how we would make that happen. It could be that we could make it like a district, but that would mean we'd have to leave a lot of room around the road, and it would be very problematic. So, importing traffic is something I'm going to need to think about. At the very least, we're cutting it in half, or... we're cutting it in a quarter with our exporting industrial road. Anyway, not what we're working on right now. I'm going to redo William Street. I'm going to see if I can make it join up with a nice overpass here, or whatever the word would be. I'm not sure if it should be 4-lane or if it's fine. It should probably be 4-lane. Even do some decorative trees. Sounds nice. Hello, good morning. Yes, you've caught me again on twitch.tv. Hello and welcome. So I'm not sure exactly where I want to put this. It would actually be kind of nice to sync it up with this road too, I guess. So let me leave myself a little breadcrumb trail. Go freeform. To be fairly straight to there, and then... I don't know what angle I need it at, if it's going to need to be harsher than I think, or if this is, like, about as lined up as it can be. Let's try that. I'm obviously going to need to remove some of that to make it less steep, but here we go. Okay, so at this point I want to connect it to a 4-lane. Let me take another sip of water briefly. Pardon me, I'm squeaking like that poor penguin from those animated films, you know. Any penguin, really. Aha, I suddenly appeared, talking out of nowhere. Hosted on Justin's channel. Well, thank you, Justin. And I see we have a question as well. How has the week treated you thus far? It has been just fine. A little bit difficult, as every week should be, I'm sure. As every week must be by law. But I'm making it through. So I just want this to be at a relatively clean angle that makes some sort of sense. I'm not sure if this is it. We're going for it. Alright. And at this point I can probably switch back to the straightaway. I just want it as near to the road as I can make it, which appears to be there, due to the angle. Alright. And then we can tie this back up here. I guess we'll give it one more stretch of 4-lane to slope down. In fact, let's see how much this is. 1880. I'm not sure if that counts because it's like doing a weird bridge, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's the same at all. But it probably doesn't matter. Let's just put it here. That'll be fine. Looks even enough. Connect this up. Dear old William Street. And let's freeform it. I mean, that freeform always goes just a bit too far. You're going too far with it. Curved usually does the trick. Alright. So I probably also want to add another exit there, but I don't want them to really have to stop that close to the bridge, so maybe I'll just leave it. We could even curve a road out here, but not connect it. Maybe the way to go. So that we can make use of a little of this space. Just about there is probably fine. Alright. And let's fix this momentarily. Let me bounce the question right back at you, if I may. How has everyone else's week been going? Any news? Any, saucy developments? I'm committing to my, fantasy... pardon me. So many boxes in here. My fantasy aesthetic. Those are so hard to say, so close to each other. I'm trying to combine them. My fantasthetic. So now it's not just forest nonsense, which sounds like a child's fort. One of my children's forts I made up in the mountains when I was a child. And now it's officially the forest of nonsense. Or I guess forest of nonsense? Should I add the the? Is the gonna be a part of this? This is clearly the most important matter for our city. Most pressing. I could be expanding death care and, education, but no. There. Officially the forest of nonsense. So I want to fill this out, because any more filled out than it already is, and we'll be able to remove the rest of this lumber zone, which as you can see is almost entirely imported lumber, which is not what we want. So the sooner I can get rid of that, the better. However, I just need to make sure we have connections here first. Let me also check these intersections. Good. Not doing anything too weird on us. Alright. So. Let's do off-ramps. Lest I forget. We'll have them be able to come right off of here. I suppose we can continue the trend. A lot of room for them to back up and queue as needed. And I might have to arrange that road a little differently. I forgot we were going to need room for the off-ramp here. This one's probably fine, but I'm going extravagant today. Why not? So yeah, this is going to be troublesome. Just because of the noise of the highway. Though I guess it is industrial zoning, so that's not too big of an issue, but we'll fix it up. Just a bit. Sorry, road. I gave you a new life too soon. Only to destroy you. That should do it. Alright. So we'll see what the noise does later. That will be just fine. Scrolling up in the chat here, so sorry. I missed it after I asked my question. I dropped a bomb in the chat and then left. My apologies. Saucy developments. Oh, you don't want to ask that. It's definitely been a week, but the weekend is approaching. Ah, your week has been good. You've solved some crimes in London. Hello, hello. Welcome. Good morning. So nice to see you guys there. Ah, I'm so sorry. There was an anniversary of terribleness. I'm glad it is now past us. Get out of here. Welcome. Alright, so I think we should be connected back up. This isn't, once again, the best interchange in the world, but I'm hoping most of this industrial traffic will choose to use it. And that should help us build up over here, and it also creates a nice connection in case anyone who lives here wants to grab a job in the Forest of Nonsense rather than the new lumber zone. Dealer's choice. So, with that, let's zone off some more of this. We'll drag the power even further out towards the highway. Get back to just the normal tool, thank you. Alright, so this should do it. And then we want to plant, at least 3 trees there. I need to check, too. Let's do that now, in fact. What's the actual, density of the resource? I've been using just 3 trees underneath here. And you can see it's a little bit green. It's like as green as groupings of trees out here. Ideally, it would be more like this, I guess. So that must be, I would say, maybe 5 or 6 trees in a thicker group. We could try something like that underneath here, because the trees aren't that expensive. We'll see if it deepens our greenery. I'm thinking that might be the idea. So, let's take... It's a fire station, right? I'll leave a little space across from that. Give them this whole zone. And this one. Jump the road here. These are both nice. Start there for now, because I want to make sure I remember where to put the trees. I wish you could access that zoning grid while you're planting trees. That would really help. Not sure if there's some way to, clip it, leave it up. Can you be the witch in the Forest of Nonsense? Yes, absolutely. The position is open. All of my forests and various natural features will, of course, need a residing witch to ensure that it all goes smoothly. So the other way to do this is you can just, tree it up. It's, as I said, really not that expensive. We could just see if we can shortcut this a bit. I don't mean to take all the time in the world to plant trees. Let's try this. And I'm hoping by keeping them mostly in the, interior blocks here, it'll help with fire prevention as well. Not too many trees out and about where the fire trucks can't reach them or that won't be replaced by buildings regardless. Alright, so those are already good. Let me see if I can just bump it up any more. Those are those dangerous off-road trees I was just mentioning. But oh well, there. The forest of nonsense needs a little more room for nonsense and witchery. Let's see what that makes it look like here. You can see where it's connecting across the road, that something is starting to happen. I think that'll serve us just fine for now, really. Mostly I just want to make sure it's exporting lumber, which is great. Check if I missed any spots. Yeah, I could place a few more, say here. Alright. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way. I have an uncanny knack when I'm using that random placement tool of missing the zoning, like, just perfectly. Scattered all around the zoning, but no. Let's try that. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe one more here. So sorry. Welcome back to gardening. Gardening all day and making no progress or money with Peter Lewis. Hi. I'm your host, Jason Schwartzman. What? That came out of left field. I was expecting... Huh. Anyway, so am I missing something important? I guess power we're going to need to keep an eye on. Have I piped this area? Yes, I have. I've thought of everything. All right. Moving right along. Let's see if we can get some buildings to come in here. May I reside in the bog of tomfoolery? I'm so happy that you asked. And yes, where is this bog going to be? The bog of tomfoolery will absolutely be a place. I'm gonna say it's back here. It's where this sort of tomfoolery begins, with the changing leaferys. Yes, that's it. Let's see. We'll paint a little district. Paint it up nice. I don't think districts, like, cost you anything to maintain. We'll have a little... joke district for now. Hey now. That's a very rude name. But we will extend it and try to make it an actual bog. That would be fantastic. Let's knock this up just a bit. No, that's not the way to say it. There we are. Big lumber zone. Alright. Here we go. 1 second. 1 second as I struggle with my thumbs. The... bog. Oh, we're getting there. It's the last word that's gonna be a real marathon. Fooler. Yes, we made it. Alright. And can we call the landfill the junkyard of dreams? Yes, absolutely. Have I spelt this correctly? Is this the way? There may not be much in the bog of tomfoolery, but I want to assure you all that we encourage recycling and that marijuana is allowed. So, move on in to the bog of tomfoolery. It's open for business. I think I can extend the dear old forest out. 1 second. Have this whole area be the forest of nonsense. Good. Alright. Oh good, that's spelled correct. Thank you. Spelled even. I don't know why I'm adding flair to it. I think I can go ahead and unpause it now. Let's see if this traffic works. We already have an industrial truck taking the off-ramp. Good. Perhaps a pit of despair? I love it. if I miss any of these, by the way, please, throw them in the Discord or something here. I would love to grab any and all suggestions. We'll try to flesh out our little world with, many a storied niche. It's probably a simpler way you could have said that. A way that may be from this century, let's say, but I chose to give it that wording. Please, stop me now. So, I think at this point, as soon as we see some activity here, which it already is beginning, we can probably clear out the remaining lumber zone. I'm really hoping that our employment issues will clear up too, now that they have access to that housing. We may have to add a few more housing lots around there. Because they're like screaming for industry, and yet they don't really have the workers for it. Or at least the workers aren't close enough for them to be desirable jobs, seems to be the problem. Another way you can fix that is I could try to add some more transportation lines. Like, people don't really want to drive their cars very far for work, but they might grab a subway or something if there was easier access down. However, it does finally look like some of them are going away. Let's hope that there are enough workers. If not, we'll start to consider that. I think... I was going to say we could call this the Pit of Despair for right now, because it still has our ore industry, but very soon that's going to be our first inland water feature. A little pond there. So the Pit of Despair is a pretty good name for a pond. I like it. We could still go that route. Our pier-side park is still getting quite a few visitors. That's nice. Let's see how many, actually. Almost 4,000. So it's possible that we could get up there this session, especially if I speed it up a bit. Let's continue to watch the lumber zone to make sure they're not angry at us. I know we have this one fire station here. How is, like, our crime, etc.? Looking pretty good. No one's really trying anything shifty. I guess you can see there's not much crime prevention at all in this area. That will probably... The green that they have now will lower and lower as time goes on, as there is no actual police presence. You can see, like, over there, there is police presence on the streets. And up here it looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and add one out here, since we should have the money for it. Just in case. It's spawning off the street. Alright, and how about fire? The bog of tomfoolery is at some serious risk. We'll have to fix that. However, I think the forest of nonsense is fine. That employment issue is becoming severe, like that building might decide to abandon itself. And these also look like they came in as import lumber zones, which is not what I want. It's a little weird. I think there would be plenty of trees if we got away with these. But okay. Take the speed down just a touch. There we go. So I am thinking about putting a fire station over here. Sorry to keep zooming around so much. Let's go ahead and put it right off this road so everyone has nice access. As close to it as I can manage. That should help him out. So I guess we do need to either think of a new way to transport people out here or closer residential options. I know that we wanted to make this a residential zone after we got rid of the lumber zone. That might be the best way to quickly provide some access and jobs here. Let me also fix this real quick. I'm just going to have it do a very simple curve around. I'll likely have to redo this. Just put some out to here first. That should be fine. And we'll connect this back. Let's see. Alright, district. Getting back to the important stuff. Aspen Park, that's lovely. However, was it the junkyard of dreams? Am I remembering that correctly? I should have done it when it was still in sight. My apologies. I started typing junkyard, and it was like, are you sure you don't mean mutiny? And I don't know why I would think that. The junkyard of dreams. But now all I can think of is naming it the junkyard of mutiny, because they suggested... Like, no, don't name it the junkyard of mutiny. Stop, thumbs, no. The junkyard of dreams. This is really coming together now. I'm enjoying it greatly. Thank you for your suggestions. Alright, so I want to get some residential in here ASAP. To stop that from abandoning, let's go ahead and get back to dezoning this. Go ahead and do the whole shebang. Shouldn't need it anymore. That will drive our industrial need across the way, I hope. I'll just leave the imports for now. We can fix that later by bulldozing them if we want to. So, last thing is, do we want to move this junkyard? It's not actually polluting right now, so I'll just let the kids play in it as we move in residences, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Alright, so let's let them clear out. I guess I can go ahead and start zoning here. I want to leave this square open in case we want to extend that path all the way through. So to remind myself of that, place these around it right off the bat, and here as well. And let's unpause. So we may need to add some electrical connection in. I think our junkyard should still be electrified, so I'm hoping it can carry through to that one. Perfect. I already have a fire station on this side. It will now be able to service these homes, which is great. So I should be able to use this one now. And this one. And then that'll leave a little bit of a extra empty space on this side in case we want to add anything there. I like how that worked out. So this being the case, we can probably add houses here as well. It's not too terribly close to the road. And then now that it's not doing industrial traffic, or it shouldn't be really doing industrial traffic, I want to get rid of this highway exit, because now it's just making the residential zone louder. Pick another way to go. My apologies. There we go. So now this is completely separated from the main entranceway. We will, of course, need to rename it. It will eventually be, let's say, lakeside. We could go that route with the naming. Goodness, this curve is severe. I'm dreadfully sorry. They're like literally slowing down for that, but oh well. We'll fix it eventually. So I'm not sure if that's fully fixing the employment. I hope it is. We'll have to keep adding more. There's just not a tremendous residential need at the moment. Oh, and there's still this little slice. That was hiding under the road. Let's hope they don't take us up on that for just a second. Okay. So we just need more houses to fill in. They're not very desired at the moment. Add another corner store in here. That seems to make sense to me. Not a corner store as much as a... Oh, what would you call it? A peninsula store? I don't know. We still have a way to get through there if we need to. Not sure if we will. I like that this commercial district has like 2 levels to it. That's kind of nice. I can't wait to start working on this. Once again, I'm not sure if we're like fully importing ore from another place by this point. If that's the case, we really have no need for this at all. If it's just driving in ore from another industry, I don't want to keep it. It's like it's pretty clearly defined. It doesn't seem to be eating away anymore. I'd be curious about this one, if like it is still drawing ore, and I don't know if there is a specific radius or not. I've just been letting it run to see if eventually the... It does say used 0 tons per week. I'm guessing that means I'm not taking any. Maybe that's the trick. Not entirely sure. I guess I could test it by zoning another one here. 1 second. Just destroy this. Sorry. Taking drastic measures. Put it just in where there is some ore for sure. D-zone all this nonsense. And it should still be in the ore industry label, I think. Let's just make sure it has power. Go for it. So that should be like back in where it does have ore left. It's pretty dark there. So if once that's built we see that used 0 tons a week change, I think we can safely say that none of our existing buildings are actually using our ore. They must just be bringing it in from somewhere else. I'm sure there are easier ways to know all of this, but I am refreshing my memory after. Oh, so many eons. I'm hoping this is the right way to find out. I'll be right back. 1 second. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what it's doing. It does seem to be the same as, say, this building here. And I'm not sure why all of those are rebuilding either. I must have messed up the grid and forced them out of their existing pattern. I'm sorry, that was not my intention. So I'm not sure what that one is. We don't seem to have any others except that one that's building now of that, so I have no idea. I think that's just because they were in cleaner lines before. Don't think that's going to tell me anything, regrettably. Just seems to have built another one of the same. However, we'll watch the color over here for a bit now that that's built. We'll see if it is drawing anything extra. I'm really not sure what to believe about ore at the moment, but we'll figure it out. Alright, any more of these we can go for? That might end up being, not enough of these. Let me pause it, just in case. Now that I'm paranoid about my tree coverage. Alright, how about... I know we were leaving that one across the way. Shouldn't be any problem in using this one. Let's go for it. I kind of like this. I've never actually had a forest industry before. I like the idea of it. And it is very Twin Peaksy in a way that I appreciate. Always hear a nice Angelo Badalamenti theme every time I consider it, humming away in the back of my mind. Alright, let's let that immediately build. It is interesting that the ones that are like nurseries, they seem to be able to snap right into being. They don't really need to construct because there's no building. It's just, oh yeah, we'll take those trees. And it changes them into the industry trees. So it's even quicker to build a nursery-only kind of situation. I wish that these were better connected. That's a bit of a shame. But I'm sure that I can create smaller nurseries too. It shouldn't be a huge issue. In fact, let me try this one. See what happens. Everywhere else is pretty sparse coverage. Let me fill in. Maybe right above Miller Street, right above Street, and then right here. Alright. That one came in lovely. Alright. Good, good. Let's go for here as well. Still along Miller Street. I'm sure the firemen are giving me stink eye by now. Sorry, firemen. Wasn't quite centered either, but should be enough still. Or is it? Okay, let's try that. Sorry. I wonder if it's like a number of squares that have tree coverage, so it's not like the number of trees, it's just where they're placed. Like if you put them in a nice even triangle, would it always make a nursery? I'm sure there are little secrets to learn. Let's give them another shot at that. Do it. Do it, I demand. Gonna make a fool out of me, huh? I see how it is. Oh, I see. She's still zoned. They're just like, no, you're just gonna bulldoze it again. We don't want to have anything to do with you. I guess these must be little, like, 4 square nurseries turn into little bushes. That's great. Alright, so their industrial need is slowly going down. They are building houses over here. I think I can fill in some more of these now. And I could place those paths while we're at it. Let's jump back over here. And we'll just continue this running all the way through. Eventually, we might even be able to connect it to this road and have like a whole bicycle path going up the hill or something special like that. This is still a little wonky. We could probably even that out for them. Let's see what softening might do. There you go. Maybe just a few less sprained ankles would be great. Alright. So, our new forest zone is coming along well. I think this interchange is working fine. We have access from both sides if anyone desires a forestry job. I haven't seen any new big forest fires break out either. Hoping that trend continues. We may need to come in and bulldoze some of these and replace them with nurseries if we can. That would be ideal. And then we should be getting pretty close to that 7,500. Once we have this all zoned out, we may be at it. So we could have some new buildings coming our way as well. Let's keep giving them options, I guess. All about equal need for everything, equal demand. So let's fill out some more. I like this little corner here. This would be a nice spot for a house, in my opinion. I don't know why. I like these little extra nooks that messing up the gridway creates. Makes it much more interesting. Alright, leaving that spot across the across from the fire station. However, this one should be fine, and over here. That one's going in. Let's see if this works. I think it should connect diagonally. Kind of. I wish it could go just one square further. It can't really connect diagonally then. That's fine. Alright, so we want a little buffer zone between our residential and our commercial. I'll leave like 4 squares for an office here, but let's start building down that way so that we can define our border. Let's leave it at about there. That should be good. Have room for some trees as well. So, at about there, we'll stop it. I think we can go across the street here just fine, and then let's give them this one, and then stop it on that side as well. That'll give us a nice little border between the commercial zone. And hopefully the highway, too. We don't want too many houses near the road there. I am really liking this, especially with the addition of the Park Life pack and industries, which I never had access to before. That is completely changing the game for me, and I'm having way more fun. Not that I didn't have a blast before, but this has been a particularly special journey. Thank you for coming along with me here. And I like how all of our happy little accidents are working out. Everything has a little bit of charm and chaos to it. pardon me. Alright. I guess we can throw in something entertaining over here as well. They're probably going to need a little bit of carousel time during their breaks, you know? Especially since I took away their ability to smoke. Did I take away their ability to smoke? I think that always hides on me, but I do believe it's there. I think it's that cloud. It's that smoke detector distribution. Let me go ahead and do the smoking ban as well. I'm sorry to impinge upon your freedoms, but yeah. Ooh, I really need to add that, recycle plastic, to the... what is it called? Junkyard of Dreams here. That would be amazing. Let's do that. So it will cost me a little bit more, but I think our funds can handle it at the moment, and it'll make them 20% more efficient. All three of them at once. That's amazing. So that'll help us extend before we need to upgrade to another recycling center for quite a while. That should be awesome. Alright. So, what should we call the residential zone that was once the lumber zone? We have the Forest of Nonsense just across the way. We never have named this neighborhood. We could name that as well. But I can't really think of a great name for this, for whatever reason. So if there are any suggestions, I am all ears. Like a cartoon elephant. Excuse me. Alright, let's fill some more of these. Should just about cover their residential need. And get us to 7,500, I would expect, fairly quickly. Twitching pines. Now that's interesting. Was wood. I like twitching pines. That has a bit of that witchery we were mentioning earlier to it. Let's go for it. It's got a bit of twitchery to it for sure. District rename. Could even call it Witching Pines, if we were of a mind. Would anyone like to live in Witching Pines? But I'm happy to go with Plan A. I don't mean to divert. Let's see how this strikes the eyeball. And we can change it if need be. Smoking ban in Witching Pines. Well, these are just people's homes. I mean, I still want to protect people's homes from fire. But I also don't want to be like, ah. You know, I don't want to be like, nah. Okay, that does have a fire station right near it. Though I've excluded it so cruelly from Witching Pines. Here you go, buddy. Welcome. Welcome to the family. I think that's fine. I'm collecting a little bit of the commercial district, but oh well. Alright, let's keep at it. Keep at it until that residential need is gone. I think that's where we wanted to stop it, yeah. We'll let that be the end of it. I think we were going to go for one here as well. And And let's bring it back to here for this side. Even if that makes it uneven, but it doesn't. Perfect. Okay. I guess that is 4 squares exactly, so I should be able to safely build this one. This, however, is 5 squares. So I would have to figure that out later. No problem, though. Let's build this one across the way. It's getting a little close to the ore industry, but the ore industry will turn into a beautiful pond, so that's their reward for thinking ahead. Huh. I just lost my my laptop for some reason. Come back to me, laptop. That's where I see the chat. Alright. Okay, so since it is Witching Pines, we'll have to try to, like, fill in the pine aspect of it a bit more. I like the name greatly. I would like to make sure the aesthetic follows suit. Let me see, in fact, if there are any, like, sizable pine trees to build off of. An alder, a small beech. Wouldn't be the first time I've been called a small beech in my life. Green tree, a giant redwood. Oh, that's very witching. We take it back down to just one. Yeah, that's lovely. So we could have some, like, massive redwoods flanking our pedestrian paths. What else do we have? Flower trees. Flower trees are lovely. One of my favorites. Sugar maple, not necessarily seeing straight up pine trees. It's a little strange. Maybe I brushed right past it. Maybe I bushed right past it. Green trees are kind of piney, I guess. Not really. Not really piney. Huh, so yeah, other than the giant redwood, I'm not sure what our best option is. It's interesting, you'd think, of all things, they would have some pine trees. Maybe I'm just not in the right zone for it, like maybe I'm temperate instead of whatever it would need to be. That could explain it too. So we'll try to make the Witching Pines a little more, spooky somehow. Any other issues? Let's check. Has any of this gone away? I don't believe it has. So I'm not sure if I should just bulldoze that. Like, let me make another test zone. We'll double our testing, double our fun. I am going to just bulldoze this. Seem to be ore storage facilities for processing, not what I want. While you're in here, Olivia, if I may trouble you, is there a day in the next, I'm guessing we're down to 3 or 4 now, where I need to be prepared at all? I'm not sure if I missed a memo, but I'm available. Just wanted to check if you're still around. But no pressure. Oh, no pressure. Let's see if this looks any different. Any signs of extraction happening? There's one of those over there. So that's not necessarily signs of extraction happening. And there's one of these over here. So yeah, it's like it just keeps building the same seemingly processing facilities. And it's not making any use of my own ore. District is definitely in place. It has an ore specialization. I'm not sure what to think. I don't need that to be quite so expansive there. A modest ore palace. Alright. So I think I can probably just, like, remove it entirely, is maybe my best bet. The only thing I'm not sure of is if ore has any, side effect. Like, if I just carve that out and build a lake there, it's not gonna, like, pollute the lake with minerals or cause it to be unsafe in some way. I don't believe the simulation quite goes that deeply, but I'm not sure. Aha, seen the response to the chat. As far as I know, the next 3 days are all free if you wanted to do any of them. Although even if they're not, you're welcome to. I'll get Atticus to reach out to you with the necessary stuff. He's the one locking the schedules in. Awesome. Absolutely. Just let me know if you guys need me. If not, I'm happy to watch. Big fan. So absolutely, I will be standing by. Thank you so much for the response there. If there is no side effect to building a lake where there is active ore in the ground, my best plan at this point is to just pull the cord, remove the ore palace, let it unpollute itself, and then maybe next session we can start on our man-made lake. Let's go ahead and do that. We have other industries that we're supplementing with, and we can expand them a bit more as needed here. I know this is going to take away some people's jobs and mess up the flow a bit, but oh well. That's just what happens. So, not sure if I should even pause it or if I should just take a big swath of dezoning and, like an angry, I don't know, water buffalo? Just remove the whole mess in one swipe. Now I can go ahead and jump back into districts. And let's say that this is no longer... I guess it's not really that, it's more this. This is no longer an industrial specialization. Clear specialization. I don't know if there's a way to do that. Or not. You can have, like, no specific generic industry. That must work. I'm sure any of those probably work. Just acts as a cancel. Alright. So, we'll just let that sit for a while here. I think I can probably remove these until we see the pollution go away, and then we can jump in. I'll probably have to remove this road or turn it into a bridge over... Aha! Let me make sure that's not messing us up. It shouldn't be. We're connected around the other way, so... So we'll remove that road and hopefully have a bridge over the water or curve it up into the cliff a little more to connect. And then this whole Witching Pines area will have a little lake that we can name nearby. We'll try to keep the commercial zone away from it, or if we have to, we can even turn that into more of a lake-based luxury zone, like a fishing pier or something, instead of straight commercial. So, before we leave, I'm almost out of time, but let me do a quick education check. I know we added a huge new swath of homes in here, and they have no specific elementary school. I can put that right across from the fire station here. I guess if I put it on that road, I can, or I could put it next to the junkyard and teach children that they are our future and that we care about them deeply. Go to the junkyard, little Tommy. There we are. School availability is definitely getting low. We still only have that one. It'd probably be best to build a high school out here. I've been rambling and rambling so much, I haven't even noticed we have an insane amount of money. Sure. Let's create a little education campus out this way. In fact, I can probably extend this a little bit. Let's go right off of this road. Take it to there. And... I guess I could link it back up there. I kind of like that idea. Let's bring it out from there first. Yes, okay. Make sure they have goodies. Just built one. Maybe I can't get away with one. That's fine. Alright. So we'll build this out a little bit more later, but for now I just want to make sure that they have a high school access. There's probably no way to do it without needing a power line temporarily. Let's put it there. Oh good, it did reach. That should help significantly with our education. We have a new elementary school in the Witching Pines and a new high school across by the new lumber zone. We'll need to name... I don't know if these should be two individual neighborhoods. Probably should be. And then this neighborhood here and then this neighborhood here are all separate things. So we can continue naming if anyone has ideas. Have the freeway drive into the school parking lot. Well, yeah, that would be a really convenient access way. Alright, I think that's about as much damage as I can do for now. We have the Bog of Tomfoolery, the Forest of Nonsense, Witching Pines, the Junkyard of Dreams, our depolluting ore palace, which will soon be a lake. And I love you all dearly. Remind your new residential friends to go get a nice education so that I can get offices later. It's very important. Thank you for your time. Thank you for hanging out with me a bit here. Always a pleasure. Hopefully, I will see you again very soon at the next opportunity. Until then, have a lovely Thursday. Smooches and bye for now.